Dear friends, 516 days of war. Update from the war zone. In north, towards Kupyansk Kreminna, where the Russian forces have been trying to break through the Ukrainian defense line, have succeeded to some extent. ISW reports that towards southwest of Swatovo, the Russians have managed significant gains. Southwest of Swatovo, on Karmazinovka direction, they moved almost 4 kilometers and captured Novohorivka. Towards Kupyansk, the Russian army captured large areas on its outskirts. After breaching the Ukrainian defense along Zerebets River, they have moved towards Oskal and have been able to expand their bridgeheads, which is almost 5 into 7 kilometers. The Russian army also managed some limited gains towards Kreminaya forest as well as towards Torsky. In total, in northern direction, they have managed a sizable gains in last 24 to 48 hours. Towards northeast, on Belgorovka front, the Russians managed to reach Siversky Donetsk River and created a small bridgehead, which is on the northern outskirts of Belgorovka. In east on Bakhmut front, the Russians carried out offense towards Grigorivka, however it did not succeed. They carried out missile attacks on Chasov Yar. On southern flanks of Bakhmut, the Ukrainians reached close to Andrivka outskirts and even gained towards Klishivka. On both north and south flank of Bakhmut, the Ukrainian formations have better reconnaissance, reinforcements, helping them to breach the Russian defense slowly but positively, which itself is becoming vulnerable for the entire Bakhmut. Other fronts in the east like Avdivka, Marinka and Ugledar, the battle is fierce and continuing. In south on Zaporizhia front, the Ukrainian attack is continuing continuously, and the effort to breach the Russian defense line has not been much successful. On Rimivka salient, the Ukrainians carried out attacks on Urozhain, Staromyorsky, Priyutne direction, with some minor gains. Nothing special about southwest Zaporizhia. Interdiction missions are continuing from both the sides. Ukrainians are hitting southern, eastern as well as northern direction, and their drones reached Moscow again early morning today, but they were destroyed before they could carry out any damage. The Russians continue their interdiction missions and hit many targets in Odessa again. In totality, it can be seen that war in Ukraine is gaining momentum again. Putin, in an article on growing relation between Russia and Africa, hailed their relations and also talked about multipolar world. As far as African continent is concerned, it is not directly related to the Ukrainian war. Nonetheless, indirectly it is being affected highly. Due to Ukrainian war, both the camps led by Moscow and Washington, the African countries are being lured, and in turn they are likely to gain, especially politically, their independence, their sovereignty, their ability to work free of various imperialist powers. Economically too, they are gaining, be it grains, be it arms from nations, and be it other aids. China too is luring African nations with the help of its infrastructure ability and various types of credits that it is giving, in addition to what the IMF and World Banks are doing. In India, protest against what is happening in Manipur, that is one of the provinces in northeast India, where 2 women were masked naked and massive violence is taking place for last 2 months plus. The protest in Israel against the judicial reform is continuing with growing momentum. And that's all from my side for the day, friends. See you tomorrow.